Let's talk about why Manchester United are bringing in Tyrell Malacia. So, last season, there was only 3 fullbacks that managed to make 50 passes and 0.2 expected assists per 90 and won over 55% of their challenges. And those 3, Mazraoui, Malacia, Daley Blind. Now, Malacia, compared to the defenders during the 21-22 Eredivisie season, was the fullback or the defender with the most shots, the most take-ons, the most successful through balls. He was second most in final third passes. He was third most in tackles made. He was third most in touches in the opposition box. That is the perfect modern-day fullback wingback. 85% pass accuracy, 6 duels won, 2.7 tackles, 2.7 long balls completed, lovely switch of play, 1.6 successful take-ons, 1.6 shots, 1.1 interceptions, 1.1 chances created. And in the Europa Conference final, his game by numbers there against Roma, 100% tackles won, 4 out of 4, 100% dribbles completed, 96% pass accuracy. This is a final. Right, might be the conference, but it was Jose Mourinho in the final. There's still 84 touches, 7 out of 10 ground duels won, 5 out of 6 long passes completed, 3 ball recoveries, 2 chances created, 2 shots. Am I talking about number 10 here, or am I talking about a fullback? He stood out in a European final. Now, Ten Hag, as we know, sets up his team in a 4-2-3-1. The Dutch call it 4-3-3. He likes all 4 members of the back 4 to be good progressors of the ball. And that effect is multiplied by a DM who's got ball playing abilities and an 8 who's got ball playing abilities as well. And the DM, the 6, loves being involved in shielding that defence and giving you 3 defensively minded players to give you 4 offensively minded second line players, which would include both of your fullbacks. Fullbacks come in that little bit deeper and, like midfielders, be tasked with moving the ball through those middle thirds into the final third. And as a result, the centre-halves also love to step into midfield because opposition know these are the playmakers, these are the ones that are going to advance the ball up through the thirds. Centre-half stepping into midfield gives you the overload that you're looking for, occasionally once everybody is well marked. Fullbacks often invert. They tend to operate in those central areas, and the ones that are providing width for the team are very often the inverted wingers who operate high and wide and look to excel in isolated overloads and look to cut in or try and create space for others. Now, defensively, 4-2-3-1 in the defensive structure, the wide players are going to look to move inside to support the forward, so you get like a bit of a narrow free at the front, trying to force the opposition into those wide areas. Therefore, the fullbacks are required to occasionally jump out and try and press high, and often that nearest player can be a double pivot that's alongside them because of the compact nature of that forward 3. So you would see one of the 2 deeper midfielders combining with the fullback in those wide areas to try and shut down what the opposition are doing. Malacia is athletic. He is perfect for the type of aggressive and dynamic sort of requirement of a fullback. He is probably going to be doing this in a faster, more transitional league than the Eredivisie has tended to be, but I think he's got the physical attributes to cope with that. The common theme that runs throughout Erik Ten Hag's defensive approach is the individual jumping and pressing out of the line. To do that, there's got to be numerical superiority and cover at the back. +1, I call it. Not on my own, wasn't my thing, but it's +1. As long as you've got that +1 at the back, going out and snuffing the attack where it happens is big. And whether that's another centre out pushes and hits on a dropping attacker, whether that's a number 8 that looks to try and cover and screen. People jump out of their positions in quite an aggressive nature, and that can usually then be joined by another, giving you 2 or 3 people that are going to look to try and compact and press and squeeze an opposition, denying them the sort of space that they're going to want to be able to get their head up and turn and play dangerous balls. Ten Hag wants his players to work forward when they're in possession, and even if that means assertively leaving the line of the defence, he's pretty cool with that. That puts constant pressure on the ball, and from a mid-block, or even when they start getting lower and lower, It forces the opposition back away from the goal, and that's only a positive thing when you're looking to do that. Athleticism is huge in the fullback areas, and that's perhaps why you're looking at bringing in a fullback. I'm going to be honest, I was surprised at this one. I covered every single position. So I covered every position thinking like who could be a player that we could look at to bring in here. And at left back, we looked at Malacia. Because I think he's just more dynamic. I said he reminds me of Patrice Evra. It's more in the way he carries himself and the way he runs. Necessarily, their style of play is not identical. But he's got a running style very reminiscent of Patrice Evra. And he's excellent between the boxes like Patrice Evra. And has got the same sort of explosive nature in between them. And I think it's the sort of attitude that can make you a fan favourite as well. I think he's a good player. Is he potentially Cancelo level, Hakimi level? Way too early to tell. He's got a good bit of experience. He's got a good bit of ability. Now it's time to see whether or not he can do it in the Premier League.
Real fan ownership, real fan input, real fan change, real fan power. 50+1, we can go better than that. 100+ none. Download our app, view the free content, read about the club, that's fine. But if you want more, become a member. To vote, to go behind the scenes, to make an impact, interact with a global community around the world, influencing how we grow, where we play, club ethics and values. The more members we have, the faster we grow. Support the club, run the club, own the club. This is ours and no one will take it away. The future is in all our hands.